What's up guys, James here and welcome back to another video on the channel. I've made a pretty decent video on liminal spaces in the past and I thought I'd cover something similar today, the modern Roblox starter place. Now at first this might seem a bit unconventional, but I'll explain it in more depth. Before we get into the video however, my channel is coming up on 1,000 subs and I thought I would make a Q&A for the occasion. So if you have any questions for me, please ask them. I don't want to ruin the mood, so let's talk about today's topic, the Roblox starter place. Starter places are default Roblox worlds that come with every account created on the platform. They've changed quite drastically over the years, so different accounts could have different starter places. The modern iteration of the starter place was released on March 9th, 2016, and user Braden1476 was the first to receive it. This iteration of the starter place is the one that I'll be talking about in this video. The modern starter place takes place on a decently large map with a cabin that the player spawns in, building zones specifically made for use in Roblox Studio, and 7 items that can be found around the map in different areas. It isn't bad for the first game players are expected to play on, helping you learn the basics of playing Roblox and using Studio. For old and new players alike, I would suggest playing the starter place in full, and then visiting it in Studio to work on it, which is the intention. That being said, after spending some time in it, you might notice that it becomes a bit eerie, creepy, or lonely after a while. Starting off in your cabin with only a lantern, you can walk around the map to see different buildings like other cabins, a construction zone, and some bridges and fences. At first this all seems fine, but you might notice that after a while, the game does start to become quite eerie. There's active fireplaces and chimneys and lit torches, and the houses are well built, but there's no occupants at all. The cabins have chairs directly facing at their fireplaces, which I also think is a bit creepy. This is your own world, and yet you didn't build any of it. With no music or ambient sounds at all, the only existing sounds are those of your own footsteps and jumps, and even though you're alone the entire time, you might start wondering, am I? People definitely lived here at one point, but now they're all gone. The map itself is really quite kenopsic, and there's no escape in sight. You can run to the end of the world, but you'll only be greeted by a drop-off into an endless void. Looking around even more, you can see many strange geographical features. There's some weird arch-like stone structures, and even volcanic craters in one corner. There's caves with working torches in them, and yet again, no people. It's like the map manages to strike a perfect balance between loneliness and still being filled with enough things to give that creepy factor. It's like something you'd see in Gmod. Even some of the items you find around the map might seem normal in any other Roblox setting, but in my opinion just add to some of the mysteriousness of the starter place. There's a pocket watch that lets you speed up time, making day and night go by in seconds. And there's a cape that turns you invisible, as if you need to hide from something. Who left these items here, and what purpose do they serve? We'll never know. I hope that someone manages to make a horror game, or some other creepier game, using the starter place as a base or template for it. I do really think there's a lot of potential here. You might think I'm overanalyzing the starter place a bit, but I challenge you to actually go and play it in full. You'll know what I mean after spending a few minutes in there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said, I'm coming up on 1,000 subs, and I'd like to thank everyone for being with me along the journey. I'm going to make a few more Roblox videos soon, and some other deep dives as well. And I'll see you on the next one.